Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great. Welcome to this new video on UMA. I mean it's completely manipulated, which is the reason I'm covering it. I still think there's a possibility that it will rally up higher. Just to answer probably the most asked question about this video, but just in general, you should know this is manipulated. All right, so be careful trading it. I would rather stay away from it. You can see right now a ton of the volume comes from BitHump. Bitcoin Turk, OKX, more Turkish volume. Just in general, if a ton of the volume looks like this, it's usually manipulated. Now, there's two things about manipulation. First of all, the manipulators will make money, all right? So that means that at least a significant portion of retail will lose money. And if you're watching this video, you are probably retail, not necessarily, but probably. So I would be careful trading this in general. All right, there's a ton of money to be made. But in general, if I look at the retail side of the market, there's more money to be lost. So just know that, all right? But if we look at UMA right now, if we look at all the statistics, at least this morning, it still looked like it was going to rally up higher, all right? I'll show you this. We've had some big long liquidations at lower prices, all right? So when the price reached $3, we had some big liquidations. But apart from that, I mean, the open interest has just been increasing. It's still increasing. I think, but I'm actually not too sure about this anymore. I think the funding rate is also still negative. Yeah, funding rate is at -2%, which means that there's a huge incentive to still go long on UMA. So that, in combination with the open interest that's moving up like this, the CVD is super high, which is to be expected. But that makes me believe that we can actually rally higher than this, and that it's expected that we'll rally higher than this. Now, what is the truth? And I'm not sure if I can see that on the chart. However, I will try. What's the truth is that there's not a ton of liquidity to the upside, at least not that I can see. Maybe there's more, maybe there's some old liquidity, but it seems like all the liquidity has been grabbed here. So we cannot have some sort of a huge short squeeze. And there's a major technical resistance level at 4.3. Strong technical, but also the 1.618 fib. So I expect us to rally up there. I do think that's a possibility. But from there, I do think it gets a little bit more tricky, all right? And the main thing to watch is what that open interest does. All right, because the open interest right now, like I said, it's growing. So we're still rapidly gaining more momentum and more money in UMA. But at some point of time, what's going to happen, because it's manipulated, is it's going to crash. All right. And I think at this moment, I actually do suspect that will happen from 4.3. Now, what we need to see for sure first is the open interest drop down. That will happen at the same point of time the price falls down. So you cannot predict that. But once the open interest has fallen down significantly, like 10-20%, then I think it's fair to say the crash is on, and we will probably crash down much lower. First of all to $3, but probably all the way down to 2.5 in the end. So something like that will happen, but at this moment, the most likely scenario still is that we'll get up to 4.3, and if we break above 4.3, which is definitely a scenario, if the open interest does not drop down after hitting 4.3, then we'll just rally up higher. And then, to be fair, the next major level is only around 6 and 6.4. So it's definitely possible that UMA will rally much higher. It just depends on how different numbers react to when we hit 4.3, all right? If we hit 4.3 and the momentum keeps growing, we'll rally higher, all right? So that's what you need to know. So if you do have any questions, of course, let me know down in the comments. Don't forget to check out my premium and signal group if you're interested in that. But that's up to you. For now, thank you for watching. Take care and bye.